So my brother, my mentee, challenged me to sample Sorry by Future, and this is how it turned out. What's up, y'all? Stevie Thompson here, aka Master Steve, and I'm here to sample Sorry by Future. Okay, first thing first, rest in peace to my limit heads. They just ran out. That kind of sucks. Yeah. So first thing first, I took the sample, I sped it up a little bit. I just cut that one part so I can get that nice feel at the beginning. And then after that, I actually changed it up to get like a transition sound. So I made a single EQ with a high cut filter on there, but also I changed the pitch to a more lower tone. So it goes from So that's the first part of the sample. The second part of the song, I did another sample on the same first part, but I just kind of repeated the first part of it. And I put a high cut EQ on there with, you know, a little bit less frequency than the last time. So for the third sample, I actually did a couple things. So I took the same sample again, I sped it up, and then I repeated it. And then on top of that repeat, I put a semitone to make it lower, to make it pitch down. The pitch shift is actually making it sound like it's kind of cut a little bit, but honestly, it's just a pitch in there. Thank you, ESPN. So the last thing I did sampling wise, I took that same sample, but I took another part of it as well. And I put I ain't really meant to part in there to kind of make it sound kind of cool. So next up, I added some synths. The first synth is called a energy drink bass, and it basically gives it a little bit more feel before I put the kick in there. The next instrument, I put a Fat Ranger bass low. This adds a little bit more feel under the sample. So after that, I put another synth in there to give it a little bit more feel and more space, but also a little bit more energy. Helps with that build up. I added some more layers of synths, so I added a supermassive depth. First off, shout out to Atmosphere, because these sounds are just it's killer. After that, I did a organ on that same build up. I also added a lead synth to kind of make some more differentiation to it. It all just helps out with the build. After that, I added some 808 to the intro. After that, I had to add some kicks. And then from there, I added some claps and two different snares, a trap snare and a Dr. Dre snare, along with the urban clap, just to kind of give a little bit more introduction to the drums there. So that is the introduction to the beat. Now, from there, I'm gonna go into the second part of the song. So the second part, here's how it sounds as is with all of the instruments. From from there, I had to add some hi-hats because it's hip hop. I have to add some hi-hats. So from there, I took that same lead sense and pretty much added it in this different part here to make it a little bit more creative and a little bit more feel to it as well. Okay, so from there, I went to the third part. So the third part pretty much features like that same speed up with the sample, with the toned down pitch, but also with the drums. I later added the organ. So let me show you how it sounds right now as is. So from there, I added some organ to give it a little bit more high end, but also a little bit more filler. Oh, I tell you, it's just too much. You gotta like a good organ. Like, it just makes you feel like you in church, you know what I'm saying? And the last thing I did, of course, I had to add some sats, but I did something a little bit different this time. So I actually put some guitar pedals on the sats to make it sound like a guitar, and it ended up turning out pretty good. I used a tube burner and a grinder. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple beat, not too much to it. So let's see how it all sounded. Okay, thank y'all for watching. If y'all enjoyed it, definitely comment below. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Let me know what y'all want me to sample next. Just comment below and I get to it because I can sample anything. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, like it, subscribe if you ain't subscribed already. And if you are subscribed, shout out to you. You know, I appreciate you 100%. But make sure you hit that notification bar. All right, Stevie TV out. So a good friend of mine told me, I want to know how you negotiated down $500 a month for your rent. Now, after seeing this, I figured, well, why not talk about negotiation? So